Alright, hello guys, welcome back. I quickly want to do a quick one on multi-time frame, how I use my multi-time frame. So let's move straight to the chart. Okay, I'm going to be using BTC for the multi-time frame analysis. So what I just do on multi-time frame is I have same pair open in two places. One on the 4 hour and one on the lower entry time frame, sometimes 15, sometimes 45, sometimes 1. I'm just waiting to see something here. That's why I'm on 1 hour, because um, I'm just about to enter this trade. So here is my 1 hour view, and most times I don't want my 1 hour view to affect my 4 hour view, so I restrict them to only 1 hour to 1 hour, so that I'll be able to see from my 4 hour if my zone is actually a wrong entry. I like to do that a lot because I want to be sure that it correlates with the 4 hour. Yeah. Okay, I think everything's there. So if I go here, I don't want to see some things like this. I don't want to see you on 4 hour. Okay. Okay, I don't want to see you on 4 hour. I just want you to be restricted to 1 hour. Okay. So I think all these two should not show on 4 hour. Yeah, so that I like to see my higher time frame clean, so that I will not get mixed up or lost. Yeah, I don't want to get lost
it's 11 o'clock.
Okay, trying to do something else. I don't want to get lost, so I always want to restrict my 4 hour, not to know my initial swing for 4 hour, different from focusing on lower time frame swing. So I don't like that. I always want to focus on my 4 hour swing, so that I will not get stuck in a lower time frame on the wrong direction. So I try as much as possible to make my 4 hour clean, so I can know what I'm actually looking out for, my possible bias on 4 hour. Then I will now use that as an alignment. So what is my alignment here? On this 4 hour view, my alignment on BTC is that price tapped into a demand, change character, and pull up. So when price came back to mitigate the demand that cleared the liquidity, this is the first liquidity cleared, this candle, but this candle here cleared this final liquidity. So this candle is my interesting zone. When price came into this zone as a protected zone, this is my targeted high. Price now failed to break this high, and when price fails to break a targeted high, that's protected low becomes targeted low, meaning this is my targeted high. Let me just label it out so that you guys targeted high. So this low that created this high is my protected. This is my protected low because it created the high, so it's protected. So with this, what am I looking for? I'm looking for this candle to break this protected. Once this candle breaks this protected, it means that this protected is valid. Then I should be looking for another protected low to buy from. But what I have here is price tapped into this demand, created a demand, but failed to break the high, instead creating a supply that sells back into this demand, and price now started rallying, ranging. I can call this zone a range. When we have a range, it means that we are ranging back to the OB, to the POI or AOI, and this is the POI that I'm looking at. This is H4 POI, bearish. So this is the POI. So I knew price would sell here. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for a choke on a lower time frame. And what time frame am I looking for? I'm looking for maybe 15 minutes. I don't know which one you use. I like 15 minutes. I like but it depends on the pair though, because BTC kind of 15 minutes candlestick is really shattered for me. So I'm not really interested in the 15 minutes. So I pay attention to 1 hour. I may enter on 5 minutes, don't get me wrong. I may enter my limit on 5 minutes because I know that this is my zone I'm selling off from. But because I'm with respect to the higher time frame, I'm following up what the higher time frame is doing so that I can come to my lower time frame to execute my plan. So this is how I use my multi-time frame. I have two same charts but on a different time frame. At a point I have like um H4 daily. I have like 4, but it gets messy, so I need to restrict the view to just 2. So I picked the 2 that I'm working on. My most analysis are on daily and 4 hour. So once I do it on daily, I stop on 4 hour on this first chart and I come down here and I move and I want to see a clear view. Which time frame gives me a clear view of entry? 1 hour seems to be the time frame that gives me a clear view of entry. So I start focusing on 1 hour here, and if I want to enter, I might go down to maybe 5 minutes or 15 minutes or whichever one I feel more comfortable with, because I really like to enter my limit from 5 minutes. Most times I like, if my stop is not that high, I can enter from 1 minute. But if it's very big, mostly I like 30 pips, but in BTC case here is more than 30 pips. So we can categorize BTC stop loss with currency stop loss. So it's a little bit different. And BTC don't need a tight stop loss. If you know how to trade BTC, you know that BTC don't like tight stop loss. I don't know if you use tight stop loss on Binance, but on MT4 you will be kicked out. The spread is very high. So this is how I manage my multi-time frame. So it depends on the time frame that is more visible for you. So don't get me wrong, 4 hour is not the best I can use. I can use one daily, but what I've seen is, from my 4 hour view, I have a bearish trend that is about to take over. So what other lower time frame correlate with this 4 hour that sees what I'm seeing clearly? I realize that 1 hour makes it clearer to see the trend for me. So what am I waiting for? I'm waiting for a change of character, a low to be broken. This is just a minor low, but this is a major demand to take this upside, because I still have something at the top, which is I have a major high that I need to break, and price now created a low before the high, so it might be a manipulation though. So I need to be sure that this demand is taken out. If this demand is taken out, then it's up two ways. You know that for a valid demand to be created, we need to take out a low. So this is also like a massive low that needs to be taken out. But I would love to sell because we are actually in a bearish zone. So I want to see a lower time frame change of character, and I would love to sell off from that zone. So I manage this time frame accordingly. I have the 2 charts open together and I work on this and on this. You can see this is my 4 hour major chalk. You can see, but on it's still very visible on a lower time frame. Even if I go down to 45 minutes, it's still very visible, it's showing. So I want to be seeing it that my time frame is correlating, so I will not get lost in the lower time frame and I will now be blaming myself that what am I doing. So you need to know how to manage it together so that it will give you the results you're actually looking for. All right, thank you for your time. That is what I want to talk about now. See you guys from Osmoses-Fx.